Welcome back to another Dominaria United Draft, starring yours truly, RobotRallis. In this first pack we have Haughty Jin, and we're just going to take it. An above average creature that has some extra value with instants and sorceries. Other cards in the pack that are blue are not good, so we're definitely taking something that isn't sending a signal beyond we picked the rare. Take Up the Shield is really good, and I wouldn't mind getting it back, or the Coalition Sky Knight, but we're just going to take this. Wingmantle Chaplain is next, and to be honest, it is a card that we are going to pick here. The only other cards in the pack I could see easily taking right here are the Bortuk, the Battlefly Swarm, or the Bite Down, or the Tolarian Geyser, but we're just going to take this and see if we can make it work. Taking this super duper early is really good. There's a lot of ways that you can make it work for you if you know that you have it early. Now we have a Citizen's Arrest, which is an on-color removal spell for this deck. Although I'd love a Phyrexian Rager, we're not guaranteed to be black. One thing you do have to be worried about in this specific deck is finding ways to deal with flying creatures, but we can figure that out as time goes on. Tangled Islet is a fixing land, but there's also an Artillery Blast. We're going to take that. Removal's very important. Who do we have at the table with us? We have... Nobody I know off the top of my head, but I'm sure they're nice people. Okay, I'm going to give it a pause because we're taking a little while. We are back and we have a Coral Colony, which is actually quite nice for this deck, but there's also an Essence Scatter, and it's a bit of a tough call between the both of them. There's also a Fixing Land. I think I'm supposed to take a Coral Colony as a Find 2 that blocks pretty well. Although I'd really like the land. We're not guaranteed to get this uncommon back, so we'll take it here. Alright, now there's a Soaring Drake, which is fine. A Banalish Faithbonder, which is also just fine. I don't think it's Hero's Heirloom. I've not been very impressed with that one, except in a very legend-heavy deck. I think we're supposed to take the 2 as just another good defensive 2. Battlewing Mystic is fine. However, I think it's the Phyrexian Espionage that we're most likely to want. Although I wouldn't mind taking the Battlewing. I mean, our goal is eventually to kill our opponent with removal spells and flying creatures, and this is a cheap flying creature. Micromancer, so we can take it early here and try and figure out ways to make it work for us, and if it ever does work, it's a very good card, so we'll take it. Not really interested in the Automatic Librarian, but I don't think the Tidepool Turtle's what we're looking for, so we'll take it. I think it's better than Charismatic Vanguard, although with the Wingmantle Chaplain plan it might not be. Yeah, we'll take it. Shore Up or Tolarian Geyser, we're just going to take the Geyser. Rona's Vortex or Haunting Figment. We'll take a Haunting Figment. I don't mind this card, but we don't have the Black Splash yet. Well, maybe it is just better. I don't know. I think the Rona's Vortex is good. We'll take it. Impede Momentum or Negate. We'll take the Impede Momentum. Now we have another Negate and a Tangled Islet. We'll take the Fixing Land, although we're not 100% to play it. Well, that's a really good green card, but I think we're currently on either the Destroy Evil or one of the Fixing Lands, like the Contaminated Aquifer, which can make the Rona's Vortex better. I think we'll take the Destroy Evil. Pretty disappointing to pass a card that good. Now there's a Timely Interference, which is a thing we can get with Micromancer. There's also a Citizen's Arrest. I think we're supposed to take the Citizen's Arrest. I would play an Urtai Scorn in this deck, but I'm not really going to take it here. Now, the reason Coral Colony is much better than any of the other, most of the other defenders, is that it's not only a fine enough game plan in its own right, but it also has one power, whereas most of the defenders do not. There's a Shield Wall Sentinel, which is kind of approaching what we want to take. I think it is what we're going to take here. We are on the way to making this Wingmantle Chaplain playable. This is the first time I've really gotten close to making the Defender deck work. I've picked up some good cards for it before, but never been close to actually having it be playable. I think we're going to take a Phyrexian Missionary. I've just been very impressed. Ooh, actually, there's a Timely Interference. As much as Phyrexian Missionary is very good, I think I'm supposed to take the Timely Interference. Am I? Phyrexian Missionary can buy back the Micromancer. No, it can buy back the Haudijin or the Wingmantle Chaplain if we get the Black Splash, and it's just an extremely above par 2. Argivian Cavalier's kind of right up my alley, definitely what I'm looking for. Another Citizen's Arrest, but there's also a Radiant Grove, which we don't do anything with yet, and another Tangled Islet. We'll just take the Citizen's Arrest, number 3. Well, we're not 0% to play a Tribute, but we're pretty much 0% to play the other cards. Although Vine Wall's not the worst. We'll take it and see if we can get enough fixing lands to justify it. Doesn't look like we have any right now, but we are only in pack 2. There's still a whole pack to go. It looks like we're really stalling out over here, so I'm going to give it a pause for the next probably 1.5 minutes. Okay, so we have a Bite Down, a Wooded Ridgeline, and I think we're supposed to take... I don't think we're supposed to take the Juniper Order Rootweaver. I think it's supposed to be just the Wooded Ridgeline. Now a Molten Tributary is kind of on target as a fixing land we can actually play, half on color. I don't think any of those other cards come close to being playable. Wooded Ridgeline is also just barely on the border. Phyrexian Espionage or Timely Interference. We're just going to take a Timely Interference. Now we have a Rona's Vortex as well as Timely Interference to get with the Micromancer. Ooh, well, there is a world where we could make the Sojourner work. I don't think we're playing any of the other cards. It's unlikely, but it's more likely than the rest of them. So we're not really getting there on the Defender plan, but we do just have a generally aggressive curve and some okay cards. And I've proven on this channel time and time again that that's just enough sometimes. So we don't need a lot of big, expensive, gigantic bombs. We can just get there with value. Speaking of value, I think this card's the one that we want to see the least in best of 1, so we'll take it away from somebody else. And then an Automatic Librarian. We'll just take this out of circulation. Tangled Islet is another way to justify the green. Wow, an on-color rare, and we have multiple fixing lands to do the kick. Otherwise, there's no defenders. Yeah, we'll just take the Vodalian Mindsinger. Be pretty happy with it. Well, Urtai is quite strong. We can't really play the black. We can't pay for black mana in this deck, so I think we're supposed to take a Captain's Call or a Haunting Figment. And I think we do have enough spells to make the Haunting Figment a little bit better than average. Yeah, we'll take it. This is just unplayable. So we're looking at Tolarian Geyser or Mesa Cavalier. We'll take a Geyser, I think. What's our creature count looking like? 12-9. Haunting Figment might just be better here. Yeah, we're looking a little bit bloated at the 3 spot, and we need more creatures. There's another Wingmantle Chaplain, and I think we're supposed to take that over the Turo. Wingmantle Chaplain makes flyers, this makes not flyers, so maybe somebody doesn't take it. Clockwork Drawbridge would be playable, but we're just going to take the on-color good card here. Interesting. Now we have Soaring Drake, negate Juniper Order Rootweaver, and some stuff we can't do. I think we're supposed to take a Soaring Drake, which is unfortunate to say, but it's true. Now it's Cavalier, the Haunting Figment, or another 3, and we are looking very congested at 3, so I'm just going to take another 2. Then we have a Shore Up, Impede Momentum, Argivian Phalanx, and a Volshtai Turner. What are our creatures at 2? We have the Phyrexian Missionary, Battlewing Mystic, 2 Haunting Figments, Banalish Faithbonder. We'll take an Argivian Phalanx. It's a good card. Samite Herbalist, we don't really have that much to do with it. It was very, very disappointing last time that happened. But we're not playing any 3s, so we'll just take it. Lure of Vaz is a rare. We'll take the rare value. Argivian Cavalier comes back to us, but so does Pixie Illusionist. Pixie Illusionist does help out with some of our splashes. And we do have 2 ways to kick it. So I think we're supposed to take it over the Cavalier since we're so filled up at 3 already. Now there's a Vine Wall. We don't really have a justified green splash, but we will take it anyway. Another Illusionist, that's actually not bad. And a Contaminated Aquifer, we'll take that. Crystal Grotto. It's possible that this could end up being a Crystal Grotto deck. And this is just a sideboard. Okay, so I really don't like Crystal Grotto, but our game plan didn't really come together in the way that we wanted it to. What the hell is going on? What the hell is this? I don't understand. Okay, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to cut down some random cards, and we're going to see what's going to happen with this. Because I don't understand what's going on. The whole thing has been a little buggy lately. In an earlier draft, we took a card and it appeared inside of our deck as something else, completely different. And now it says we have 3 of these when we definitely only picked 2. And it also shows us one of them being X'd out here. So first we're going to try and save the deck like this. Unable to submit deck. Interesting. Build your deck. Okay, that's very strange. Yeah, okay, so let's take out a bunch of stuff here. This. Can we play the Vine Walls? We do have 3 fixing lands here. The Wooded Ridgeline doesn't actually do anything for us, except make the Timely Interference castable. Maybe it's still fine. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We're a little bit on the low curve side. So I think we're supposed to be playing 16 here. We have the 2 Chaplains, Shield Wall Sentinel, and a Coral Colony as our only defenders. However, we also have the 2 Vine Walls if we play them, which would pump us up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I think that's enough. We just have to justify the green. So with this current setup, we have 7, 8. Only 8 white sources? That's kind of rough. I can't do that. Especially with this one being so expensive. Pixie Illusionist aswashes that a bit, but not enough. 3, 4... We're not playing any basics, are we? No, we have 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5 ways to cast the Vine Wall there. Forest makes 6. This is rough for sure. Bodalian Mindsinger also gets much better. We do have some card draw. You know what? I think we start here at 17 lands and we just cut away some chaff. I don't think any of these threes are really cuttable for me. But some of them just might not be doing our game plan justice. Micromancer has 2 targets, which I think justifies it. Argivian Cavalier and Charismatic Vanguard kind of work together, and I think the Vanguard's definitely good enough as a creature that makes the Wingmantle Chaplain better. Tolarian Geyser's interaction, Hortigen is good, Mindsinger's good, Impede Momentum is probably the worst thing we have. Wow, we really are just above unplayables, aren't we? I think Artillery Blast is both necessary and good. I don't want to cut the Coral Colony. Maybe a Haunting Figment. How many 2s do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we could take out a Haunting Figment, or maybe even 2. Can maybe cut down on a... I don't even know. That's a black source. This is a red source, and we only need one of those for specifically one card, Bodalian Mindsinger. I guess it's okay with the timely interference, but that's only like a minor upside. Yeah, we'll get that out of there. Cut the wooded ridgeline, go up a forest. So the Crystal Grotto is an all-color source, but it's very expensive. 2 Tangled Islet, 2 forests, Contaminated Aquifer, and Molten Tributary of Blue. That brings it up to 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think we're supposed to run it like this and just cut 5 more cards from the deck. We have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, oh, 18? Oh dear. Well, I'm not running 18 lands, that's for sure. I was actually hoping to cut it down to 16, but like, it's very rough. I'm trying to think about whether or not I can just cut the Vine Walls, and I think I have to make this deck playable. I think we play at least one of the Tangled Islets to make the Artillery Blast better. That brings us to 8, 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9, 9 in a 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's just a little bit too many. We don't have anything double white except Citizen's Arrest, and that's a card we need to cast a lot more than Bodalian Mindsinger. So we'll go down on 1 blue source. Keep the Crystal Grotto maybe, or just cut it. I think we keep it. Or we cut it to put in a Tangled Islet. Yeah, I'll put in the Tangled Islet, and we'll just cut from there. We want the Tangled Islet for the Pixie Illusionists to kick them, and as also a way to make Artillery Blast better. That brings us to 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 1 more cut. And I think we have to start cutting from up around here somewhere, because as it is, we want to put another 2 back in, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we put back in a Haunting Figment and start pulling from the 3-drop slot. And maybe the things we start pulling are things like Soaring Drake, just mediums. I think the Charismatic Vanguard is a potential win condition. Argivian Cavaliers might just be too strong. Rona's Vortex, we do have one easy way to do it and another not so easy way to do it, and it also is necessary for the Micromancer. I don't really want to play 41. Not with 16 lands anyway. So I think we're going to be cutting another 3, and I don't think it's Citizen's Arrest, so maybe it's just Tolarian Geyser. The card's so valuable. Maybe it's Micromancer? Yeah, Micromancer's the cut. Alright, well, we're going to run it like this and hope that we haven't screwed ourselves royally. Seems like we have an okay deck. Not really amazing, but definitely not the worst. Okay, so we have bad color fixing here and some pretty bad stuff in my hand. I think I have them all. This is better. And we can put away the shield wall sentinel, because we already have 2 of these. Baird, well that's not good for me. I think we're gonna just play out the haunting figment. We can block the Baird, or try to anyway. 3 colors, actually 4 colors here. Not good for me. Oh dear. And that triggers the Baird. Well, good job, Oppo, I guess. And we didn't draw land. Seems like a game we're slated to lose. We'll just play out a Phyrexian Missionary. Pass turn. I just lost to this in the very last game I played, and here I see it again. They play a good removal spell, attack for 2, 3. I can't block, so I won't, and they get another 1/1. We do draw a card. This time it's just going to be Citizen's Arrest on the Shivan Devastator. It does seem a bit like Baird would be the correct one to get rid of, but we don't really have a good way to interact with the Shivan Devastator. And that's guaranteed to kill us the later the game goes. We'll take some damage here, but we do have a Wingmantle Chaplain hopefully someday. Oh, another flying creature. That's not good. We'll play the first Wingmantle Chaplain. Are we supposed to play out the Citizen's Arrest? I think we're supposed to Citizen's Arrest the Griffin Protector here. Which sounds weird, but I think it's fine. Then we are going to attack because I can't block. Thankfully it has Vigilance. Another Shivan Devastator? That'd be funny. G2 Amplifier Kick to bounce my thing. Attack for 4 damage. Put me to 9. Not great. We have a Pixie Illusionist, which doesn't do anything, so we'll just play out the Chaplain. Wow, they have the ideal Baird hand, don't they? 3 different payoffs that all have an easy way to manipulate their power or toughness. Jaya's Fire NATO on my 1/1. Get another token. Okay. Well, we will block here and we'll take 5 and go down to 4. And they get another one. Nice. Good for them, I suppose. We'll play out another Wingmantle Chaplain. Make 2. And see if we can find a way to stabilize here. Oh no, 3. Yeah, whoops. I would like to draw my last defender. Okay, so they're just going to attack there, and we're just going to block here, and here, and here. Triple block. Rada. Well, Rada's not good for me, but unfortunately for them, they don't have a great way to punish me. Too bad. I don't have any spells in the graveyard, so Haughty Djinn wouldn't even be good if I could cast it. So I think we're supposed to just play out the Haunting Figment. It doesn't give trample, but they do unfortunately have 4 basic land types in play, because of course they do. So they're going to be giving something +4/+4 here, which is absolutely god-awful. And of course they get another token. I mean, if I could play a 4-color domain deck that has turn 2 Baird and perfect mana for the rest of the game, as well as every other card you play has a way to modify power and toughness. I'd probably do it too. Of course they're going to give it to Baird. I think we have to find a way to kill the Rada. So if we block here and we block here, we can block here and here and then here, and we'll be taking 1 in the exchange unless they have a combat trick of some sort. It didn't work out great for me, but Deathbloom Gardener's fine, and they get another token. Alright, well, we can cast a Pixie Illusionist and nothing else, or we can cast a Haunting Figment and a Pixie Illusionist. So we'll cast those, and just end the turn and see what happens, I guess. A land, okay. Land does not kill me. Okay, well, block here, block here, block here, and here, and see what my opponent has to say about it. Okay. Relic Mons. Alright, that's just a... Ugh, this is miserable. Okay, we'll just play this out. End turn. Okay. That's good. We go to 1. A defender would be pretty nice here. Instead we draw a land. They have 4 attackers, we have 4 creatures. We have okay blocks, maybe they just have nothing. No attacks, because we die if we attack, and we pass. Yep, good job, Oppo, I guess. Well, that was not a very fun game of Magic, was it? Let's keep it going, go into game 2, and see if we can rally the forces. Yeah, we have a good 2, a good 3, and a solid 4. There's a chance we just want to hold on to the missionary for the time being. And I think that might be the correct choice, given that we're on the play and they're on the draw. Sunbathing Root Wall is fine. That's also pretty great. So we do have Chaplain into Chaplain, which gives us a lot of tokens. 4 of them to be exact. If they want to use a combat trick to beat my Argivian Cavalier, they're more than welcome to. Okay, they will just trade for half of my card and play that. Little did they know that this card is actually really bad here. So we'll just play out the first Chaplain. If they want to remove it, that's also fine. We already have a way to get it back. Prayer of Binding. Well, unfortunately we can't get it back from that, so not the best for me. But that's okay, we just have another. Alright, let's see what my opponent has. I think we're just supposed to bounce this and not kick. play out the Haunting Figment. If we draw another blue source, we can kick this once. They're just going to replay it, fine by me. Oh, Charismatic Vanguard's pretty cool. This has 2 power. We still need another blue source to be able to do that, though. That's the problem. Until end of turn. I think we might be able to make this work. We're going to play out the Charismatic Vanguard. And we'll just pass. Obviously there are ways that this goes wrong for us, but like, we're not looking too awful. Llanowar Stalker, well that's not a very good card at all. Really? That's a bold one. Sure. Cool. Yeah, fair enough. Sometimes you just have all the cards you want. Yeah, I'll just take a classic 7. Jesus. Okay, so we're gonna go to combat. Attack here, attack here, attack here, attack here, and attack here, and see what my opponent has to say about it. That's it? Okay, sure. Just gonna timely interference here. Well, they have a combat trick, okay. Alright, we did draw a second blue source. But I think we're just going to play out the Shield Wall Sentinel. I would love to take action. We'll go get a Coral Colony. This is going to be kicked. They did not kick it because they can't, and they're going to play a Samite Herbalist. Okay. Well, unfortunately for them, they can only really get in with a Protector. Well, now we will be blocking here, because we already got a card out of it, and here. They could deal us 4. Alrighty, well, I'm still in a good spot. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What? Oh, this. What a mess. Okay. Go to combat. Yeah, we will send this. Anything that they want to do with it is fine with me. And now we just pass. We have good blocks. Okay, so I think we can block here because we can get it back. I think we're gonna block here because that's fine trade. We're gonna block there. Okay, yeah, that's enough for them. They concede. Well, we managed to piece together a win when we draw both of them at once, but that was still relatively close. This doesn't feel like a very good deck. No offense to Ben Stark, who seems to think that that's the best uncommon in the set, and that has been printed for years, but I just don't really see the hype. Like, it can't really be much more open than we get two of them, but it still just wasn't a good game plan. It's still just average. You don't play the tap land. Vivisector's fine. We'll play out the Pixie Illusionist, and we'll probably play out a Tangled Islet here. I can't cast the... Alright, yeah, we'll just play... I'll play out of Plains. We could get punished by wanting to cast something for double blue, but I don't think it's going to matter that much. Actually, we have the Pixie Illusionist to make that better anyway. Don't know why I was worried. We're just going to play a vanilla 2-2, fine by me. We're going to play a Charismatic Vanguard after we attack for 1. And we do intend to block. Namada, well that's pretty awful. Now I can't block at all, can I? Alright, well I have to kill that, so I will. We'll just do this. Bye-bye. We're gonna attack. Pass turn. Next turn we can start the Wingmantle Chaplain playing. The Cruelty of Gix. Well, fuck me. I am honestly tired of my opponents just playing bomb rare into bomb rare. And now they get it? Jesus Christ. What an absurd Magic card. Yeah. They're about to lose 3, so maybe we can try to out-aggro them. It's unlikely, but it is possible. Yeah, I would love to. We'll go get our other one. Alright, they go down to 11, which kind of ties up the race a little bit, and we have a blocker. And I don't think we're going to block with the Shield Wall Sentinel, to be honest. One of the ways that we lose this game is just not having that flyer in play. I think it's worth sacrificing the 2 life. On the off chance that they have a combat trick. Seems like they're going to go get something to remove it anyway, though. Cool. Alright, well, can't really beat that card, so whatever. Yeah, Namada's one of the best rares in the set. So is the Cruelty of Gix when your opponent has both of them, and multiple ways to get them back. Doesn't really seem like there's a good purpose in playing out that game. Alright, well we have a 2, and if we ever get there we have a 3 and a 4. We're on the play. I don't really think we can afford them all, so whatever. We'll try and make it work. This feels like one of those situations where we're just not going to draw land, though. Alright, well they're on the multi-6. Maybe we can skirt by. Well, we're going to play out the Molten Tributary. Would have been nice to have that turn 1, but... Plaza of Heroes into Balmore. Fair enough, I guess. I think we have to remove that. amplifier. Okay. So it does seem like we're playing against the more focused version of this deck. They definitely had a good Balmore game plan. I think we're supposed to play out the Faith Bonder and the Battlewing Mystic this turn. Battlewing can potentially trade for the G2 amplifier. And the Faith Bonder is just a blocker if they don't have anything. Okay, they didn't do anything at all, which is fine by me. That means we get to go on the aggro plan. Well, we could also encourage them to use a trick here. I think we will be doing that. What you got? Nothing? Okay. Now, should we play out the Shield Wall Sentinel? I think so. They let it resolve, and we would love to take action. We'll go get a Wingmantle Chaplain. Well, our opponent did nothing with their whole turn 4. Maybe their turn 5 will be better. Sprouting Goblin not kicked. Not really the kind of card I'm afraid of here. But we don't really have any major pressure happening. We'll try to play this out, but we'll go to combat first and see what happens. Okay, use what you will. Yeah, we're gonna kill the G2 amplifier. They can have a Sprouting Goblin. Now we'll try to play this. It does resolve and we get 2 birds. Fair enough, I guess. Now the second Wingmantle Chaplain, if it does end up resolving, I think is going to be just way more than they can handle. Unless they have a board wipe, which, you know, I guess they could. Are they going to sack a land here? Smells like it. Sack the island. Yeah, okay, sure. There's a second red. It does seem like that's what they were looking for, though. Awkward. I think I'm supposed to just attack all and pass. Smells like they're shaping up for a board wipe here, trying to get to that 5th mana, the red. Okay, they don't. I mean, if their plan is to do nothing, I'll continue hitting them for 4 in the air every turn. And they can't just keep taking 4 forever, can they? They're at 9? Sure. Okay. Very interesting. Thanks, I guess. Oh, what? I do not understand. Maybe they were color screwed? That's on them, though. I mean, nothing I can do about that. Okay, we'll just go ahead and go into the next game, I guess. Alright, well we have another 2 planes hand, and this time we have slightly more play because we can cast the Destroy Evil as well. We'll keep it off the strength of these plays that we can hopefully get to. Draw a blue card, not really what I'm looking for. I think we will be playing out the Missionary, who actually will be playing out the Haunting Figment. Next turn we can back it up with an Argivian Cavalier, unless they play something absolutely devastating. Juniper Order Root Weaver, not really the kind of card I'm afraid of. Hammer Hand. Okay. Well, I'm not really that threatened by it because we can race that pretty well. And if they do anything else to make it better, we can just, you know, kill it. I don't think killing it there was appropriate. Like, we have a lot more beef on board right now. Okay, so they do nothing. And to be honest, them doing nothing is very good for me. So I think we're going to attack with the Argivian Cavalier and just do the Haunting Figment game plan. Enlist the help of my thing. What you got, Oppo? Okay, they will 2-for-1 themselves. And we'll just cast ourselves a Banalish Faithbonder. That's not even a 2-for-1, that's a 2 for like 2/3. Okay, well that's fine with me, because we can attack through that pretty well. Enlist, attack, enlist here. Sure. Alright, well, I feel good about what's happening on board right now. I just play out a flyer. I think we hold the land, maybe? Nah, no way. We want all the mana we can get. Alright, our opponent's on the do-nothing plan. We have a 3/3 flyer? Yeah, 3. Keep on wanting to say 5/5 or 4/4. Nope, it's not that good. Guess Resolute Reinforcements here would be bad for me. Didn't think it was worth playing around. We'll just play out the Illusionist as a 3/3. Go ahead, Oppo. Sure. Don't really know what's going on over there. Another Juniper Order Root Weaver. Yeah, I think Hammerhand is a very bad card. Even in the grey and red aggro deck, I don't think that card's worth playing. I don't think we're casting any of these spells, so we'll just attack with this and this. See what my opponent has to say about it. Play out the Aquifer, because we can afford to get back the something with the Missionary next turn. Pixie Illusionist, I guess, as a 3/3 flyer. That's certainly good. They're still stuck on 3 lands. Although if you're stuck on 3 lands and you don't have anything to play in red-white, I think you're doing something wrong. Yeah, we'll take a 3/3 flyer, thank you. And we'll just pass turn here, hold up the Destroy Evil. Griffin Protector, not quite gonna do it, but it is a solid card. We have 6 lands, this is 5 mana. Not ideal. You can also just Tolarian Geyser. Think. Play this out. Hold the land. Well, no, we'll play the land past turn. Now they're at 5, facing down a board that's pretty good. And that's enough for Oppo, they scoop it up. Okay, well, we've rallied a little bit, but we still need a lot of help to make it all the way to 7. I don't think we're going to. But what's what, 3 wins? Yeah, okay. I mean, 3/3 wouldn't be the worst way to end it after a disastrous start like we just saw. But hopefully we can get a couple more. Sure. Alright, we have decent mana. We have a turn 3 Haughty Djinn and some interaction. We'll keep it. Okay, there we go. They play this weird bull thing. We'll do that. They have some sort of mystery haste creature. I'd love to blow it out with the artillery blast. For 3. Yavimaya Steel Crusher is a fine card, but I don't think it's going to do it here. We're just going to play the Djinn and pass the turn. And we won't be blocking. Our intention is to beat my opponent down with this thing, not block with it. We may be playing defenders, but no thanks. Playing green red and I'm not dumb, so okay, so we have enough mana to do two things here. We can artillery blast the Yavimaya Steel Crusher, which I think we need to. Play out the Vanguard and attack them in the air for 1. And I don't think we're going to block here. Oh, they're just going to play out a Rada. Sure. We need to make our cards work for us a bit, but I think we have to get rid of the Rada. If they'd like to block, I'm okay with that. They do not. They are looking to attack, so we will just get rid of the Rada here. Play out a land, pass turn. We'll keep this one land. Okay. They need some black mana for something, alright. They're gonna attack us back, fine by me. We have better attacks than they do, and I don't think we are getting too much value out of this, so we'll use it now. Wingmantle Chaplain's pretty nice. We'll play it. There are 10 facing down some beats in the sky. I don't think there's a reason we need this except for the Medallion. So we will play it, but oh, I'm gonna lightning strike it? Well, I already got my bird, so have fun. They're down to 1 card, not blocking because we're winning the damage race by a lot. Well, Yavimaya Sojourner's a bit of a beating, but we did draw another Wingmantle Chaplain, so we will play it out, and we will attack them in the air. Next turn we have the pump on the Charismatic Vanguard to win the game, unless they do something. Well, that's not going to do it. Yeah, I'll go to 8. They're dead on board. Okay, good game. We do reach 4 wins. I mean, maybe I did judge a bit too harshly at first. It does seem as though, like, there are games that are losable even with these cards inside your deck. And we didn't really get the optimal version of this deck. We're missing out on a lot of the good 1s and 2s. We're also missing out on more than like 5 of them. More than like 5 actual defenders. This is a fine enough hand. I think we'll keep it. Talarian Geyser to hopefully get us back a bit of life. Although we're a little congested at the 4-drop slot. We have functional mana, we have tempo, we can try and get there. Looks like they're on the mall. Yep. Okay. Well, I think we're supposed to play out the Haunting Figment, so we will. Benalish Faithbonder is nice and all, but well, Argivian Cavalier is not really a card we want to send back. But the token is. Even so, I think we're just going to play out the Faithbonder this turn. Then we can start on the Wingmantle Chaplain train the turn after that. Okay, they have some mana. Don't know how good any of it is. I think we'll start with the Sentinel, because if they want to remove it, that's okay, because they won't be removing these. We would love to. Okay. Now we won't be attacking, because I'm on the defensive plan here. It might have been right to attack with the Benalish Faithbonder, with enlisting the Haunting Figment, but I think I'm okay. Okay, well they didn't do anything. Them not doing anything is good for me. We'll start with combat, see what my opponent wants to do. Now we'll enlist. The help of this. Okay. I mean, whatever they do here, I can't imagine it's that bad for me, with the second one in hand. Okay, so we'll get 2 birds there. Play out of plains, pass turn. My opponent does nothing again. Oh, alright. Turn 4 do nothing is pretty bad against my game plan. We have a removal spell. Oh dear. Well, this is going to end pretty poorly for them. We're going to go to combat first. Attack here, attack here, attack here, enlist. And we're going to enlist here. I mean, there's definitely cards that can win my opponent the game. I don't know what they are from this position, but like, I'm sure they're very strong. They seem to be stuck on mana. Bite down one of the birds. Well, that's not really a winning play at all. I think we'll just play the other one. Get another 4 birds. Pretty gross. Griffin Protector? Sure, buddy. Not really gonna do it. Oh dear. Yeah, I just have it all. Get another 2 birds. Bounce this draw card. We bounce it, gain some life, draw a card. Yikes. Okay, yeah, that's enough for the opponent. They've seen it. They've seen enough. Understandable. I did make... how many birds? 7, 8 birds. Yeah. I'd say 8 1/1 flyers is enough to win a game of limited. So like if they don't have any way to interact with your defenders, or any way to counter the Wingmantle Chaplains, and you have a good enough setup or multiples of them, I can see how it can be overwhelming. But the problem comes when you're making like one bird and they kill the chaplain and you don't have any kind of way to get it back. It just requires a lot of setup. And I think it is just a worse deck on average in most games than like green-red aggro is. No offense to Sam Black, I think it is very strong on common, but I think he is wrong on it being that good. I think on average you need less to make a green-red aggro deck work, and you need a lot more to make the Wingmantle Chaplain deck work. You don't need too much, but you do need things to go right for you. This looks like a nice hand, we'll keep it. Oh, well, we drew a Tapland, so we'll play it. Alright, well, Resolute Reinforcements is fine with me. They're going to do it Sorcery Speed as well. Certainly interesting. How compelling. Please face the wall. So there's Lightning Strike as well as Furious Bellow that will kill the Coral Colony, but they don't even seem interested in attacking, so we're not going to even make them. We'll play out an island, play out a Faith Bonder, and pass the turn. They must be a little unhappy with the fact that their creatures are so easy to outclass right now, but that is the danger of these cards. Uh-oh. Well, the good news for us is that we do have the Shield Wall Sentinel. We'd love to take action. We'll go get a Wingmantle Chaplain. And we're not going to attack. Actually, I think we do attack. If they'd like to block, that's good for us. I'll trade this away for 1 token. They accept, and I'm fine with that. Hell yeah. I mean, one of the ways we lose this game is they get enough value on board and just start swinging for the fences with a bunch of combat tricks in hand. They have exact mana they'd like to spend. Interesting. Mesa Cavalier. Well, unfortunately for my opponent, that is not going to do a lot. And that's because we have Wingmantle Chaplain. Bink. Make 3 1/1s. Play out my land, and play another one next turn. Now, no matter what happens, I need my creatures to live here. If they just attack with the Phalanx, I'm okay. But I can't really afford to let any of my defenders die. I want to get the maximum value, and I'm willing to take some damage to let that happen. Faith Bonder is not very threatening. They just pass. Well, that's not good for them at all. Okay. We'll play this. Go up to 8 birds, play an Argivian Phalanx. Play out the island, and swing. Thanks, Oppo. Yeah, we'll swing. If they'd like to do something about it, they're welcome to. Well, now we're just very safe. Not really a whole lot that can blow us out here. This does return target creature to its owner's hand. So we can actually return one of my own cards. Well, Keldon's Strike Team is another card that folds pretty hard to my current game plan. They're going to attack with an Argivian Phalanx, and we'll just block with ours. I think we're advantaged. They're going to do nothing again. Like, alright, just a word of advice. If your game plan relies on just doing nothing every turn, there might be a problem. We will attack in the air for all the marbles. They'll block ours, we'll go to damage, trade there, deal them a shitload of damage there, return our Wingmantle Chaplain back. Hold on, what are we doing for mana? Yeah, we have a white mana left. Yoink. Make another 5. Is that enough for my opponent to say they've had enough? They've attacked me 0 times, and I've made 13 birds. Good game. Well, I'm pretty happy to get this game on video because it was certainly interesting making 13 power and toughness worth of 1/1 flyers. And we move up to Platinum 2. And somehow we have rallied down from a was it 0-2? Was it a 0-2 start? I think it might have been. Or maybe it was a 2-1, or 1-2 rather. And we've rallied ourselves up to a 6-2, with this being the last game we're going to play for this draft. And that's certainly interesting, to say the least. We've had some wild games. Now we just have to bring it home. See if we can get the 7 win special. Alright, we have pretty cool hand. Some double blue stuff that's very difficult to cast, but we have a 2 and we have a 3. And 1's a removal spell, so I think I'm feeling good. I think we're supposed to play the Tributary. If they do nothing this turn, we might actually be... Nope, they don't do nothing. They do something, and it's a good something. Well, now we can play out the Coral Colony, because that actually blocks pretty well. I mean, it doesn't block much better than the Banalish Faithbonder, but now at least they need, like, a real thing. Alright, well... Chump check, I'm not going to block it. Alright, there's a Citizen's Arrest number 2. But I think our plan is just play out the Banalish Faithbonder and end the turn. We're probably not going to block again. In fact, one more land, a blue land specifically, and we can, alright, so they have a +2/+2 up. So we can't kill their creature and they can kill one of mine. Not really interested in that. Vine Shaper Prodigy kicked is fine with me. Phyrexian Missionary is a fine enough card, but I think we're supposed to cast a Haughty Djinn. No. Maybe we are supposed to just Citizen's Arrest something. Feels like that can't possibly be right though. I think we'll just play this out and be happy just playing it as a powerful 2-drop. We can't attack, so we won't. Pass turn. Now we have the Coral Colony up for a tiny bit of value. And if they'd like to swing into the Phyrexian Missionary with their Vine Shaper Prodigy, I'll be more than willing to trade for a trick. They have 3 types of basic lands now, important to note for domain purposes. My turn. Okay, well, we will just mill you. I mean, if we end up in a board stall, I will just keep doing this until it's, you know, good. Yeah, we'll play out a flyer. Sure. No kick. I would not like to discard my hand. No offense to Abo, but... and we can't really do a lot of attacking here, so we won't. They've realized that they can't really effectively race the Missionary. That's not very fun, is it? Yeah, we'll just do this again. I'm fine with them trading that for the Coral Colony, and we do mill a Strength of the Coalition, which is a card that we were actually a little bit afraid of. Captain's Call also isn't very good for me right now, so also happy to get that out of there. I don't think we can efficiently block here, so I won't. They can give +3/+3, make it a 5/5, plus maybe another trick. I don't think that's good for me. We'll just not and say we did. What we want them to do is, yeah, that's fine. They only have 3 mana now, and we draw something that doesn't let us cast our spell. So we're just going to use this now. Get rid of the Root Walla. They did use one Destroy Evil. It's possible that now they don't have the best game plan against what I'm doing. Fine by me. And do we attack with the Phyrexian Missionary? I think we are supposed to. If they double block, that's fine with me. We'll just kill the Bind Shaper. We gain back some life, bring them down a little bit. Everything looks fine to me, and they have another Destroy Evil. Not gonna lie, I don't think playing 2 Destroy Evils is correct. Yeah, well, we're not gonna block. We're just gonna let it through. They're just gonna pump up the jams, get us down to 8. Fine by me. We draw another thing that doesn't do anything. Well, this could easily be the end of us, so I think we're supposed to take the 1/1. Well, we'll start with this on the Root Walla. If they have a third Destroy Evil, I guess they'll get us here. We'll just play this out for no value. Just get ourselves a 1/1. Yeah, read it all you want, buddy. Looks like they even have a response. Is it a third Destroy Evil? Because if they're playing 3 Destroy Evils, I don't even know how my opponent's winning games. I guess I should have attacked with the Faith Bonder too, whoopsie. Leyline Binding, get rid of the... Oh my god, okay, sure, I guess. Jesus. Well... They have 2 cards in hand. We still have a 0/4 Haughty Djinn. We've drawn multiple ways to interact with the Sunbathing Root Walla, and none of them have worked. Yeah, not really blocking, so whatever. Do what you gotta do. Is this another combat trick to make it enough? Nope, we'll go to 3. Bite down, kill my thing, get back theirs. Yep. Shield Wall Sentinel, a little bit late to the party. At least we can block here. I would love to take action. We'll go get a Wingmantle Chaplain number 1. And we will attack with this. And I don't think we're enlisting, we're just gonna attack. They take damage. Comes back to me. I think we're supposed to block with the Battlewing Mystic there, and the Faith Bonder there. Okay, so they do have to spend mana on it. And they have a combat trick. Why wouldn't they, after all? We get 2 birds here and a Pixie Illusionist, which isn't the worst. So I'm okay. At least I can block for another turn. We have enough toughness to block and kill the Argivian Cavalier, as long as they don't have another combat trick, but we have to get this Root Walla out of here. It's just unstoppable. Yeah, we'll block here, and then we'll block here, here, and here. And we'll just take the 1. Okay, so they're afraid of the Pixie, and they have that. Cool beans, I suppose. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, they just had a couple of creatures, and then a million ways to back them up, which is a way that you win a game of Limited. Unfortunately, we're going to end this one with 6 wins, just 1 shy of the full 7. I hope that you've enjoyed this. I certainly did. Get some gems, and we're going to open up these packs. Cool. Alright, well, thank you for tuning in. You've been watching RobotRallis. If you enjoy content like this, please feel free to like, share, subscribe, and possibly comment. Have a nice night.